Right, lots to get through this week, so we're going to kick it off really quickly with the greetings. First coming up, Paul Britton. Shout out to Paul, my little Facebook buddy. Number one's gaffer, Peter, and his son, who started to listen to the show, and apparently he's going to teach me some swear words. Tom McBride, and he wants a shout out for his business, McBride Motor Group in Chichester, for all of your prestige car wants and needs. Or put it this way, he was putting out a Ferrari the other day. It was 360,000. So that's the kind of merchandise Tom sells. Next one, Lincoln Bachelor, one of the lads from the twos. He wants also a shout out for his roofing company, L.Batch Roofing. You can find him on Instagram as well if you want to have a look what he looks like. He's just come back from Turkey. Lincoln Batch 14 on Instagram. Go give him a follow. Cole Palin over in Liverpool, and also the wife. The wife feels that everyone else gets a shout out and she never does. She sees me 7 days a week, which is enough, I feel. The socials. We all know the socials by now. We all know the drill. At MKO Footy Pod. Twitter, TikTok, Insta, Facebook, all at MKO Footy Pod. If you want to email me, Dino at mkoshow.com. And if you want to text the show, 0753 71 71 72 2. Right, straight into League 2. The best three results. Well, there's only one real best result, and that was Grimsby versus Cheltenham. 7-1. 6,315 attended, 88 away fans. So after that, I would say Notts County 4-0 Crawley, and then 4-2 Walsall Tranmere. Yeah. Walsall 4, Tranmere 2, 6 goals. The worst upset, as I've already said, is Gillingham versus Harrogate. The leaders were shocked with an attendance of 7,406. So as we always do on the show, we'll talk about quickly going through Grimsby's result, and this week was a good result. 7-1 against Cheltenham Town. Cheltenham went 1-0 up with George Hutchinson in the 19th minute. And then Grimsby equalised. Donovan Walker, absolutely sublime strikes. In fact, there wasn't really a bad goal that Grimsby scored. What changed it for Grimsby was when they were 2-1 up, Harry Pell was sent off for Cheltenham in the first half, stoppage time, 49th minute. And then after the start of the second half, Angol was sent off in the 50th minute, and then Cabia scored in the 54th. And then after that, it was Sweeney in the 59th and 80th minute, and Vernon scored in the 62nd minute, and Evan Corey in the 83rd minute. So it was a rout. A really good rout. But it's just another result, isn't it? At the end of the day, Grimsby still sit fifth with 18 points, I think. And this is something they need to do week in, week out. This week, or if you're listening to this on Saturday, we are at Salford, a place and a ground that I've been to. It's a shithole. So is the area. One pub is about 4 miles away. Shit ground. Absolutely shit ground. But it is what it is. You wouldn't have thought that Beckham, Giggs and Neville owned it, but they do, and I guess they're not doing what Wrexham have done, which is to plough millions in. They're just doing what they need to do. So all praise to them. I hope Grimsby get the points, but this is what they need to do. They need to get these points. It's got to be 3 points week after week after week. So into the attendances. The lowest was Fleetwood versus Colchester, 2,298. Top three highest were Swindon Bromley, 7,879. Chesterfield Newport, 7,726. Bristol Rovers v Salford, 7,601. The table looks a little bit like this. Top, you've got Walsall, 22 points. Second, Swindon, 21 points. Gillingham, third, joint second, 21 points. Salford, 19 points. And then Grimsby, fifth, 18 points. Bottom five reads, Colchester 8 points, Crawley 8 points, Newport 5 points, Shrewsbury 5 points, Cheltenham 4 points. And by the way, Grimsby's biggest win in 20 years, 7-1. So that was a landmark performance. But like I said, has to be done again against Salford. Walsall's momentum, 2.1 goals per game, unbeaten in 9. Cheltenham's collapse, worst defence in the EFL, 24 goals conceded. Now, with several games in, managers under pressure. So I'm going to call out the one to look for the next sacking in Div 2, Matt Taylor, Colchester. 2 wins in 10, low crowds, form is dire. The supporters have left the building, turn the light out. Next one to go is Matt Taylor. But we shall see. Harrogate's win was just their second ever away victory versus a league leader. So that's League 2, done and dusted. Let's get into League 1. Best 3 results, Bolton 4, Wigan 1. Derby dominance, attendance 25,565. Bolton. Bradford 3, are doing really well at the minute. 3-1 against Blackpool. Strong form, attendance of 21,531. Stevenage 2, Exeter 1. Resilient performance there from Stevenage. Worst result, got to be Peterborough. Losing to Burton, that ruined your weekend. Absolutely ruined your weekend. The lowest attendance in Div 1 was Stevenage versus Exeter, 4,129. Top 5 reads like this. Bradford top with 20 points, Stevenage second with 19, Lincoln, the scum, 18, Cardiff 17, Huddersfield 5th with 16 points. Bottom 5, Reading 5th from bottom, Rotherham 4th from bottom with 7 points, Blackpool next 7 points, Peterborough next second bottom with 7 points, Burton Albion bottom with 5. This week's standout fixture, Bradford versus Stevenage all day long. Bradford top of League 1 for the first time in 20 years. Stevenage and Lincoln, budget battlers outperforming expectations. Not really trendy names that you would hear, but top of the league, top 3 in the league, should I say. Will it sustain? Will it be sustainable? Will they be able to outperform everyone else come the end of the season and go up another league? Manager under watch, gotta be Derek Adams at Blackpool. 1 win in 9, goal difference -9. Expectations versus reality, is the gap too big? And here's a little fact for you as well. Bradford's 21,531 gate was their highest League 1 attendance since 2004. Now, I do know, as Bradford were in Div 2 last year with Grimsby, Bradford have a lot of tickets that they give away and a lot of seats that they give away as an initiative to get Valley Parade filled out. Should teams be doing this more to give a more fuller stadium back in the team? What do you think? Would you like to see people being let into your club for free, or incentives like an adult can take 2 children for free, or buy 1 adult, get another adult free? Stevenage, 4,000. What would you like to do to get people back into your ground watching matches? It's going to make a difference. Makes a hell of a difference. 4,000 or 7,000. An extra 3,000 all cheering you on, the team, becoming the 12th man. Are we down for these incentives to pack the stadiums out like Bradford do? Let me know. You can text the show 0753 71 71 722. You can email the show dino@mkoshow.com. This is the part of the show where I talk about Wittering United FC. And Wittering United FC and me are a partnership. We have a contract where I am signed as a player, and I will be making my first appearance for the team this season, where we will be playing Lavant. Our manager James used to be involved with Lavant. Not only is it like a little cup derby game, they're also a league, a minimum of 1 league above us, and the rivalry is James is now managing our team. So the expectation is we go out and we give the best account possible of ourselves, and that's exactly what we are going to do. Now, I don't know if you've seen it on my social media. I don't think I posted it. I might have posted it on MKO Footy Pod social media. The dressing room is all mine. James does all the coaching. He's a qualified coach. He goes and does all that. And the dressing room is mine. So I control the dressing room. So before we go out to a game, we have a talk, we have a chat, and then I say my bit. When the lads turn up, the music that they listen to has all been selected by me. Some of it is some of what they want as well, but it's all in line with what we play in the changing room. You can have a look on Apple Music and you'll see the Wittering United dressing room music playlist. What kind of music would you have if you was running your dressing room? Would it be up-tempo? Would it be soul? Would it be soft? What would it be? What are you trying to do with your players? I tell you what I'm trying to do with the players is I'm trying to get them into the mindset of winning. So everything we talk about is about winning. Everything we do is about winning. So when we turn up to training and we play foot tennis, which is set up before we actually start training, the lads will turn up early, we'll start playing foot tennis. And usually those on my side are the winners. But that's the mentality I've got. I hate losing. So the dressing room is set out specifically to have a mindset and that adrenaline running through you that you're going to go to war. You're going to have a battle. It's not the expectation you're going to win, but you're going to know you've been in a battle. That's kind of like how I set out the dressing room to be. It's to be like that. It's an environment. It's high energy. It's charged. And when we do our final chat where I talk to the players before they all go out in a single line all together, everything is said and it's left in that dressing room before then they go out on the pitch, and it's amazing. The last 2 games have been amazing. Last week 8-0 and the lads performed. They were playing football in a way that, I don't know, it was just, You say to them how you want things to be played before the game, and sometimes you don't always get that. You don't always get what it is you're asking for, because their version of what they're doing or what they get sucked into means that they can't play the way that you're asking them to. So as a coach, and with James managing, you get a lot of frustration because you've said you want them to play a set way. You expect them to do their best to play that way, but when it doesn't happen that way, you kind of like think, what the fuck is going on? So it becomes really fucking difficult. But so yes, the last 2 games, the lads have done 2 clean sheets and we've scored 13 goals. Been phenomenal. This week, different test. Also heavily rotated squad as well. I myself, I'm in just to test my own fitness to see where I'm at. So I'll be playing as a 4. And for those who don't know, when you've got a manager with OCD who believes a 4 is a holding midfield player and a 5 and a 6 is actually central defenders, it gets a little bit confusing. It's like you saying, oh yeah, it's just up there on the right hand side, but you're pointing with your left hand to turn left. It's a bit like that with James. And James is one of these cool coaches as well that they say fucking letters and numbers and all this shit that I don't understand. But it's cool though. I'm getting there. I know what a 4 is. I wear number 15. I don't know how this is going to work, but I wear number 15, but I'm acting as a 4. In James's mind, I dare say this adds up perfectly, because with number 15 on your back, 1 and 5 is 6. 6 then automatically should be centre back, and I'm just in front of a centre back. Take away 2, I'm a 4. That's probably how James is doing it in his head. It makes no fucking sense to you and me. But in James's head, number 4 is just there because he's got number 15 on. And that's what I have to contend with week in, week out. In the dressing room this week, we introduced a breathalyzer as well. When I say a breathalyzer, I spent 230 quid on 2 breathalyzers. One I bought, my bank declined it, so I went and bought another to see that it had actually gone through. And then the second one had gone through at the same time as the first one. And when I tried to cancel the order, they was like, no, you've ordered it, it's coming. That's nothing you can do about it. So I've now got 2 breathalyzers. One is actually really cool. I used it on Monday morning just to see if I was over. And I wasn't. I was just under, funny enough. I was at 25 milligrams. So yeah, we bought in a breathalyzer. We did a poll. Who would take the breathalyzer? It was myself, James, and Jordan. Now, Jordan was the whole reason why we bought this in, because last week, not last week, the week before last, when Geordie came to football, Geordie went missing. Because Geordie was on the lash till 2:30 in the morning talking to me. Not that he can remember it, but he had a mask on, looking like Zorro. We call him Zero. And yeah, he didn't put in the best performance. So we thought, how can we prove that you're hungover? Because you get a fine. We've got a code of conduct that we're in, and you get a fine if you break any of the rules on the code of conduct. Why have you got a code of conduct? Well, my friends, 1, it's in our constitution. 2, we have to raise funds. In order to raise funds, we find players. But what our business model is, you pay £10 a month. That gets you 4 training sessions. This week we're at Havant. In fact, for the next 3 months we're in Havant. And we're on a 4G pitch. So we've hired half of the 4G pitch. So your £10 a month gets you 4 games and 4 training sessions under floodlights. It's crazy. So of course that's not going to support the football club. So what we have to do is we have to have a code of conduct. And in that, if you break the rules, you get a fine. It could be £1 for having no shower gel. It could be, I don't know, £5 for not turning up after saying you was going to come to the game, or you was selected for the squad or selected for the team. You might get a fine. This is how it all works. So that's kind of the model of why we bought in the breathalyzer, because we couldn't prove that Jordan was or wasn't hungover. So that's a fine. So we bought in a breathalyzer. So it shows up red if you're over, but it tells you how much alcohol is in your system. Yellow if you're under the 35 mil, and green if you've got no alcohol in your body. And I'm pleased to say Jordan, he passed it. It was green. He did all right. Jordan's actually, I mean, it doesn't want me to say that he's having a boy, and he doesn't want me to give the gender reveal away that him and his missus are having a boy. So I'm not going to tell anyone because I want to keep that a secret. So it's just literally, it's between me and you. But yeah, he's having a boy, but I'm not going to mention it. So when I see him next, I'm going to give him a little tap on the bollocks and say, well done, you two. You know, like the women do when they go up to the pregnant women and say, oh, look at that. Look, you're pregnant. And haven't you done well? Where's our fucking congratulations? Where do we get a kiss and a cuddle to say, oh, well done, you? So when I see Geordie next, a little tap on the bollocks. Well done there, kiddo. Suppose I better do a shout out to the tax dodgers as well. Jaden, Connor, Dan, Ethan, Billy. In fact, Connor, little twat that he is, was in the pub last week, and I can't remember what he was talking about. He was talking about some girl was naked in his bed for 2 days. She had a boyfriend. I don't know. I said that I wouldn't say anything. I'm not going to mention it on here because I don't want you to know. Don't want you to think now I'm going to spill out everything you say to me. But yeah, Connor came to the pub and we was talking about something, and he'd nicked something, or he thought he'd nicked something of mine. I can't remember what it was. I had his car keys in my hand anyway. He was doing this. Oh, do you want to swap? Do you want to swap what I've got? Do you want to swap this? And we're in the pub, right? Do you want to swap? I've got them. All right, tax dodger. He's a student, all right? So these are students. We've got a load of uni lads. They're at the University of Chichester. He pulled out a fucking jar of garlic granules of his pocket and he said, I'll swap you these. We're in a fucking pub. We've just finished playing football and he pulls out of his pocket garlic granules like it was normal, and Connor is anything but normal. How mad was that? That was surreal. It's one of them moments you had to be there, I guess. We actually had a quiz on Sunday. I badgered James. We do sometimes in the chat, the twos chat, we do quizzes. And the last one we did, I was with the first team gaffer and we was watching Selsey Rovers play. And the quiz had gone on the Friday morning, I think, and it rolled over because no one got all the questions right. So when we was having a pint, me, Pete, and his missus Sarah, we answered all the fucking questions and we got them all right. So that was the last time we had a quiz. So I was like, on Sunday, let's have a quiz, James. Let's have a quiz. Oh yeah, I'll do it later. No, let's have a quiz now this morning. Sunday morning, let's have a quiz. I want a quiz now. And all the lads started to get up for it. So James did a quiz. We did a quiz on Sunday afternoon. Now, Sundays in the chat, I can tell you right now, at 9 o'clock in the morning, we're all looking at the wine, the Stella, the Peronis, whatever it may be. Deck oil, if it's James, manager, he'll be drinking deck oil. If it's James Brookow, he'll be looking at smoking something. And that's kind of like what we do. And then as the Sunday progresses, it gets worse. I tell you how much it gets worse. On Sunday evening, after the quiz had finished, and I have no idea or recollection why, we was all sending voice notes to each other in an American accent, asking for burgers. In fact, I'm going to play you some. Hold tight while I just pull this up. I'm going to play you some of the shit we do in the twos. It's mental. Right, here's the first one.
Yeehaw!
Okay, it gets better.
Yeehaw!
I might have that for a jingle, actually.
Well, I hope you all just have a lovely evening, and I just wish you have a great night.
That's Jordan. This is so funny. This is Jordan again, by the way. Hang on.
Well, look here, buddy. You've yeed your last haul, partner. You goddamn cotton wally.
There you go. Here's Rossi.
God damn it, I'm sick of you in this group chat. We all drink soda over here, unlimited refills.
Now, Rossi don't even drink his teetotal.
Squeal like a pig, boy.
God damn it, I'm sick of you in this group chat.
Damn, flame it.
This is the craziness.
Nah, I just try and drink soda all the time.
So, has anyone got any root beer? God damn, Jimmy, we don't drink no soda here, boy.
Don't grease it up. Hey, man, get me a beef patty.
Now, that one was Tom. Tom's mission there was to be LBQT++++. And I thought he pulled it off really well. So this is basically a group of us. I mean, we've got, let's have a look. I mean, we've got 37, there's 37 members in our group 2 chat. Our group 2 chat, our twos chat, is just off the scale, absolutely off the scale. We have such a laugh, such a giggle, and that's kind of like what we was doing on that Sunday. So add on to that, we'd already done this quiz as well. Now in the quiz, Connor, garlic granules guy, tax dodger, student, uni. One of the questions, on tie-break questions, there was 4 of us. What we did was basically that the gaffer of the ones is in the chat of the twos, and he'd answered all the questions. Obviously, because he's got access to every fucking thing, everything I did was wrong. So what we did was we copy and pasted Pete's answer. And then the last one was for the tiebreaker. James asked, what is my wife's middle name? What does Connor go and do? Connor decides he's going to try and message James's wife via Facebook Messenger and tell her he's desperate for money, desperate for food, because they only eat chicken and rice and there's nothing in the house and he needed to win. Do you know what? I can't even remember what we was playing for. I thought it was just a bit of fun, but Connor took it one step too far, decides to message James's wife and say, can you tell me what your middle name is, please? It is actually Bethany. We all know that now. I think Dan Tippett pulled it out first, but yeah, Connor just goes and decides that he's going to text the gaffer's wife. Tell me what your middle name is, please. The man that Connor is. Kind of funny. So that's kind of like what we do, and we have quite a lot of fun with it. It's a good laugh. It's a good laugh. Also, we've got 5-fold ACCA that we do every week as well. So this week's 5-fold ACCA, for all of you that want to have a little dabble, we do 20 quid, and this week's total is £815 return. What the lads have gone for, this is a 5-fold 20 quid ACCA, whether you want to put 5 on is down to you. Lincoln City win, Watford win, Plymouth win, Oldham win, Bolton win. Now, you know as well as I do, 2 or 3 teams out of that will draw, no doubt. It's got to come in sooner or later. One of the 5-folds will come in, but yeah, this is what we've chosen this week. On Saturday, the Twos are playing at home at Bracklesham Barn to Lavant in the Cup, which is the team that James was involved in, so it's a local derby, as I said. And the Ones will be, who drew 0-0 last week, they'll be playing away at Angmering, both 2 o'clock kickoffs, I believe. If not, the Ones will be kicking off at 3. Anyway, they're at Angmering, and they drew 0-0 versus Harting. And judging by training on Thursday, which was around about midnight, all their balls were just being kicked over these, 10-metre high fences. I don't know how that happens. I can see why they were 0-0 last Saturday. Come on, Scott, sort them out, Sam. Right, the last bit for Wittering is me and the manager James have identified a AI 4K camera video analysis thing. It goes 7 meters up in the sky and it tracks your game. It's not been released. In fact, it's quite a bet. It's an investment that we could lose because it's on Kickstarter. But if it goes into production in 2026, we're basically getting it for just over half price of what it's going to retail for. So I put $700 in, and basically what this will do is this will allow us to stream the games live, so you'll all be able to watch our games. I'll drop a link on the podcast. It'll be on my website. It'll be on the socials or everything else as well. And you'll be able to log in and watch the Twos playing their game. And if the Twos aren't playing, then the Ones will be playing. They'll be using the system. But basically, it just analyses the game. It gives you data points of players, possession of match. It puts a live scoreboard up, tells you all the stats that you normally get on Sky. It's just a really cool piece of kit now for a really amateur team. But it gives James something to work with and the players when we're training, whatever else, that they can see what it is they're doing or not doing, or their positions from quite high up, looking down onto the pitch, which can always look better. So that, I've invested that into the team. So yes, to wrap it up with Wittering United FC, the Twos are at home to Levant, and the Ones are away at Angmering. Go and join them. Go on the socials, Wittering United FC. If you want to get involved, if you want to be one of the players for the Twos or the Ones, you think you're good enough to play on a Saturday and you want to come and join us training in Havant at Front Lawns 4G pitch, get in touch with the club, Wittering United FC at gmail.com. We are going into the Championship. Best 3 results: Coventry 3, Birmingham 0, Statement Derby win, 30,505 watching. Charlton 3, Blackburn 0, emphatic from the addicts. Ipswich 2, Portsmouth 1. Lincoln missed football to go and watch this as well. Lincoln was actually named as sub. Caused a bit of upset in Links, messaging the life out of me on the Friday night. Ipswich 2, Portsmouth 1. I've got to say they're the worst result, or an upset. Oxford United 0, Sheffield United 1. Sheffield United finally getting 3 points. Chris Wilder back as well. Top 3 attendances and the lowest: Coventry, Birmingham, Big Derby, 30,585. Ipswich v Portsmouth, 29,141. Southampton and Middlesbrough, 28,605. The lowest: Wrexham v Derby, 10,613. Imagine taking that into the Prem. So you'll have Brentford, Bournemouth, Wrexham, all roughly about 10,000. Is that about right? Might have got one of them wrong. Top 5 in the table: Middlesbrough, 16 points. Stoke, 12 points. Bristol City, 11 points. Leicester, 11 points. And Preston on 5th, 11 points. The bottom 5. 5th from bottom, Oxford with 5 points. Watford underneath them, 5 points. Derby underneath them, 5 points. Sheff Wednesday, 4 points. Sheffield United, 3 points. Now, bearing in mind, I have not taken into account midweek games, so the table might be slightly different now. Standout fixture for next week, got to say, is Hull, Sheffield United, local derby. Hull in 18th, Sheffield United at the bottom with 3 points. Chris Wilder's third game in charge. Yeah, standout game for me has got to be Hull, Sheffield United. Talking points: Coventry's dominance, 3 past rivals Birmingham, setting a tone for their promotion tilt. Fat Frank in charge there. Charlton's rise, 3-0 against Blackburn, showing real attacking intent there, 3 goals. Tractor Boys against Pompey, both tipped for the playoffs. Portsmouth not doing that well. They are not doing that well. 17, 9 points. That is not promotion form. But I have got to say, Charlton, QPR, Birmingham, Millwall, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. This stage of the season, hang in there. That's where I'd want to be. I don't think you want to be too far away from 13th spot. At the minute, there's only 3 points between 20th and 14th. Championship is notoriously tight all the time. Last 2-3 seasons, always been tight. As I said in the last podcast, 3 points between promotion, or 6 points between promotion and being relegated. Really, really tight. But you don't want to be hanging about in the bottom 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Derby, Oxford, Blackburn, Sheff Wednesday, Sheffield United. You don't want to be there. Don't want to be there, mate. I think you've got to say a bit of relief for Chris Wilder injecting a bit of bite into to Sheffield United as well. Very unfortunate to walk away with no points against Southampton, of where Chris Wilder was sent off for kicking the ball straight into his own fans. Referee sent him straight off. Manager under pressure, Carlos Caban, West Brom, 2 wins in 9. The fans are restless, sliding down mid-table, not looking good. I think he's going to be one to put on your watch, Carlos Caban. A little bit of knowledge trivia. 5 of the 11 championship games last weekend ended in a draw. Proof of how fine the margins are. Fucks your acca up, I know that. But shout out to Mr. Lever. He was a goal away midweek from landing a fair bit. He had like a load of draws. And he predicted them all right. He got them all right. Right, over into the main event, the Premier League. Here we go. Best 3 results, I've got to say, without a shadow of a doubt, and I said last week, Crystal Palace, the rerun of the FA Cup and the Community Shield. Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1. Glasnow's Eagles stun Slots Reds. Attendance 25,118. Brentford 3, Man United 1. United's defence falls apart yet again. 17,193 at Brentford. Shout out to J-Mo. Brighton 3, Chelsea 1. Chalobah's red card proved pivotal in that yet again. And also, midweek, Chelsea had a player sent off. Last week it was obviously Sanchez, and this week it was Chalobah. 39,597 at Brighton. Shout out Tom McBride. Gotta say the worst result and the best result. The worst result is for Liverpool. The best result was for Crystal Palace. Liverpool's unbeaten run ends. Top 3 attendances, 60,537 at Spurs Wolves, 52,427 Man City Burnley, 52,199 Newcastle v Arsenal. Brentford 17,193 against Man United. Top of the table in the Premier League, Liverpool 15 points, Arsenal second 13 points, Palace with 12 points in third, Spurs in 4th 11 points, Sunderland in 5th, joint 4th 11 points. Bottom 5, JMO's team 5th bottom 7 points, Man United bottom of the Prem, Wolves with 1 point, West Ham with 4 points, second from bottom, Burnley 3rd from bottom with 4 points, Forest 4th from bottom with 5 points, and then Villa 5th from bottom with 6 points, joint 15th 16th Newcastle, and then 1 point 14 Man United. Now West Ham sacked Potter and also had Nuno Santos to come in. Was that the right thing to do, or is that just the board deflecting off them, giving the fans what they want rather than them relinquishing their share of the club and selling the club to someone else who can fund the club better? Now, bearing in mind, Sheff Wednesday again haven't paid the players, so they're going to come in for new sanctions. They've already got sanctions against them, which could result in 10 points, could result in transfer embargoes. So many things that could happen. It's happened with Derby, happened with Reading, happened with Birmingham. These are clubs that cannot survive and cannot maintain themselves in the Championship. Why is that? Why do they go bankrupt? Why are they not able to manage their funds? Why is it Luton Town, Premier League, then go into Div 1 successive years? Leeds, Watford, Burnley, all these teams dropping out, spend a year, 160 million, 200 million, whatever they earn in the Premier League, and then they get parachute payments for the next 3 years. It's not enough money. It's crazy, absolute crazy. And people wonder why the government want to bring in a task force that at the end of the day is there to try and understand why clubs are failing in their duties with all the money that's available from the TV deal to sustain their clubs. Mental, absolute craziness. But yeah, West Ham sacking Potter, getting Nuno Espirito Santos in and setting him to task straight away. It's, I don't know, Sullivan, Brady out. I think this is just a plaster, like a band-aid over a fracture, and it's not really doing anything. And the same goes to where Nuno was, not Forest, got Ange in. Ange Postecoglou has got to be one of the worst managers I've ever seen. I think in his first season, the reason why he winged it so much is he had half a decent team. But in year 2, when he had his stamp on it and they played in the worst fucking final I've ever witnessed, it laid bare the fact that they were 17th in the Premier League, or 16th or 17th, wherever they ended up, they were Man United. It was the worst final on record, worst final I've ever seen, and it highlighted how far away Postecoglou is from being an elite coach. Why Marinakis felt that Ange was the man to take over from Nuno is beyond me, absolutely beyond me, because now you're just watching Notts Forest go from where they were, and they overachieved, by the way, to get into Europe, sliding down the table. Also, midweek, they lost. Just craziness, absolutely craziness. And the next one to go, and I think will be on the manager's watch, will be Ruben Amorim. And I think the way he's going to go, he will resign because he will feel he can't do any more than what he's done, and the players he's got, he's not the man to manage, because he's tried his system and only his system. Nothing's changed. Players have not won games. Admittedly, they won against Chelsea, but last weekend they lost again. He's got the worst win ratio of any manager of any time. He's terrible. It must seem name like their previous manager would be a shoo-in now, given his win ratio in comparison to Amorim's. And just to have Mourinho back would be like a dream, dream big. Here we go. Here's Mourinho. Right now, you're just watching a team that is just nondescript, doesn't understand. He's got rid of all the players that he didn't want. Chelsea have ended up with Garnacho. I don't think he's that great a player, to be honest, either. But yeah, Amorim has got the team that he wanted. He's had the summer. He's now losing games. There's no improvement in his style from last season to this season. Nothing. It's bad. So yeah, I think with them, Villa and Wolves as well, there's some shit to be had if they don't sort themselves out. But I think out of the two, I don't think it'll be Wolves that sack. I think it'll be Amorim that goes. So I'm going to put Amorim in the manager's watch, or manager under pressure watch, with a very close second with Wolves. Now Chelsea, 3 reds in 5 games, imploding, or has it been too much having to play the Club World Cup, which they played spectacularly as well. They were fantastic. Cole Palmer's out now until mid-October. Another sending off midweek, sending off on Saturday, Chalobah, sending off the week before, sending off 2 games previous to that. It just, what is going on? What is going on? Recalling a player from Sunderland not to play him. Yeah, Chelsea need a forward. Clearly, João Pedro is not the forward. João Pedro sent off midweek. Just, it's gone crazy. Is it too much? Are we asking too much of the modern day player to only have a 2-week break at the end of the season, then to go into a Club World Cup tournament and play over 8 weeks because they got into the final, then to have 3 weeks off to come straight back into the Premier League? Is it too much? I think it is. I think this is what's going to happen. It's just going to put players close to burnout. And I know they earn £100,000 a week, £300,000 a week, £350,000 a week. For that, what do you expect? They are only human. It's not their fault. They've got good agents who've got them good deals. We're also decent players. But how much is too much? How much do you love the game enough to want to play so much time that you leave your body very little time to recover? As in Cole Palmer's groin strain. Flared up in the Club World Cup. He played the first few games of Premier League. But again, it's come back to haunt him. Let's just hope it's not one that needs an operation. It's just about rest. How much is too much? Let me know. 0753 71 71 72 2. Text me. Email the show. If you want to shout out, you want to give me a bit of your opinion, Dino at MKO Show. If there's something you want me to talk about, email me. Text the show 0753 71 71 72 2. Let me know. Let's quickly go through the European games that was played midweek as well. In the UEFA Champions League, it's still a format I can't understand. Glimt 2, Tottenham 2, Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Old Mourinho coming back. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Newcastle winning away from home 4-0 against Union Saint-Gilloise. Arsenal 2, Olympiacos 0. Man City drawing with Monaco 2-2. Aston Villa winning away from home 2-0 against Feyenoord. Nottingham Forest, Ange Ball losing 3-2 against Midtjylland. Crystal Palace winning away from home against Dynamo Kiev 2-0 in the UEFA Conference League. And in the UEFA Europa League, Aston Villa beat Feyenoord 2-0 away from home. Notts Forest lost 2-3 against Midtjylland at home. And that wraps up the European Spotlight. That is one of my quickest podcasts that I've done. I've managed to get through it all. We are still trying things, still trialing things. We are putting things in, taking things out. We are trying to turn it about. I'm trying to give you something that is a little bit different to what's already out there. What I've got to say is the reach that we had last Saturday, this went out Saturday, 9 o'clock in the morning, UK time. Thank you for sharing. Please, if you do get the chance to leave a review on Apple and give us 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, or 1 star. Some persons put 2 stars and said it's average. There's been other reviews that have been 5-star, old pub style banter. Bit of a different feel this season. But yeah, it would be great if you could subscribe, just so you get the episode as soon as it's uploaded. As soon as the episode's uploaded, you'll get a notification to say it's ready. It'll be there. You just press play. That's it. If you listen on Apple, I go into the Apple charts. If you listen on Spotify, I go into Spotify charts. It's that simple. So thank you very much for listening. I will be back later on next week. Have yourselves a great Saturday. Hope whichever team you are supporting wins and it's convincing and your manager doesn't get sacked. So that's it from us. Your morning kickoff is complete. Now the rest of the day is just your extra time. No alarms needed. MKO Footy Pod is always your wake-up call to the beautiful game. I'll see you on the next episode.